What's up, family? This is your man, not your boy. Go Black to Africa. I hope that each and every one of you are enjoying your morning, your afternoon, and your evening. Yes, I am sitting here in Namibia in Windhoek, my last night here in Africa until I return again very shortly. But as I'm chewing on my popcorn, y'all bear with me as people come in. Peace and blessings to each and every one of you all. I just wanted just to share with you all just a little bit of things I found along the way in my 10 months of Africa. Now I'm gonna do another video after this to give a little bit more further information. But as people come in, let me bid greetings to each and every one of you all. Peace and blessings. How all y'all are doing? Everything is well here. I am 100. Y'all who saw my video the other day, I wasn't feeling all that great. Really, it stemmed from my sinus issues there. I tell you, I have a hard time with perfumes and colognes and smells and cleaning stuff, and it knocks me out. So that was really my issue when I really had to assess my body and check out what was going on. So I'm okay. Ready to go ahead and take this long flight back over to damn Erica. Yes, I'll be headed back over for a taste. Got to take care of some business. Got to think about some moves I got to do in my life as far as business side of things, future side of things. How I'm going to go ahead and position myself business wise, and all that. So yeah, so I'll be back in damn America for a minute and all that right there. But we got 100 people in, so let me get it right here, just to give y'all just a little. Brent, you must be new here, brother. Or yeah, you must be new on the channel. I'm still in the motherland. Hello from Germany. I can see Germany in the house. Okay. And yeah, okay. Let me get into it, y'all. I've been back and forth in Africa for the last 4.5 years, I guess. I'm going on 5 years, I think, come November. And it's been a beautiful journey. I love coming back and forth. This is my longest stay here. If it wasn't really for my situation, I would still remain here, but I gotta get back to my beautiful wife because we got a trip we gotta go on. And so gonna do that. And then I gotta knock out some stuff there as far as business-wise to prepare myself for a bigger endeavor when I get back here to this continent. Can I do Brazil? Brazil is not in my cards, but if opportunity or the time presents itself to me where it will be that, I'll do Brazil. I've met a couple people from Brazil here in Africa. Yeah, so we'll see. But being here 5 years and all, and now that I travel, just my 11th country, I think it is, maybe the 12th, I don't know. Let's run them off. So I was already born in Libya, for you all who don't know. I was born in Libya back in 1966. Can you believe it? I'll be 55 years old. 55 years old the 29th of this month. So y'all get y'all presents ready because, hey, brother gonna be the double fives, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, I was born in Libya, for those who don't know. And yeah, long story there. My dad was in the military. My mom and dad was living over in Greece. They flew the pregnant women over to Tripoli, Libya. And so my mom had me in the motherland. The motherland has called me back for many a year. Though that it was actually Africa at the time was definitely shadowed by the ignorance of the Western world and showing its poverty or its being underdeveloped or a third world country. My eyes didn't really open up until I was really about in my, I'm gonna say my late 30s when I started to really wanted to get to visit back over here in the motherland. So I was born here in Africa, for those who don't know. But along the way there too, like I said, I came back 5 years ago, and I visited back and forth Senegal, Gambia, Ghana, Rwanda, Tanzania, Kenya. Of course, Zanzibar is part of Tanzania, own island though. They got its own president. What I said, Kenya, Rwanda, Tanzania, Ethiopia, Egypt, and then I just knocked off Botswana and Namibia. So however many that is right there, those are the countries that I have been to. I've had a great exposure, really. Though I didn't spend a lot of time in a spread out a lot of areas, those are other different YouTubers' jobs to do that. Mine is for you all to give you all a taste of a place that you possibly can live, a place that you can come visit, and maybe do a business venture. And so that's where I stay my lane at. But all of these visits here, I've had, according to the title, is that what I thought Africa was is not necessarily the case. And so so let's talk about the things that I used to think was, but not necessarily is. Now, I would praise Africa on its family network. And though that what we would consider a family network, a father, a mother, and child, they say it takes a village and all that right there. That is not necessarily the case. All right. What I mean by that is that the mothers are the ones who holds it down. Fathers are basically just seed planters, and this is what I'm told in each of the countries that I've been watching and listening to, people I interviewed, asking about the presence of the father, that you're going to find most fathers are not necessarily in existence with the children. It's typically the mother who plays the part in the child's life. And so that was a little disappointing. But I'm seeing from what I'm told that even today, it's even getting much worse when you see people leaving their villages, people are flocking to the cities, and that, now you're starting to see that women are left with children and dads are just out there impregnating and just having babies here, there, and here. That was very disheartening to see in some of the countries I've been. So where we think that the family structure of father, mother, and child is very well ingrained and is a system that is complete in the African culture, may not necessarily be. Not saying that it don't exist, but what I'm saying is that if you go to some of these African cultures or countries and you see mothers are holding it down. Peace out to my mother. Shout out to every mother out there who is holding it down. And I'm going to say this, and I'm going to speak to every African father that is out there and every young man that is out there. It is, in my opinion now, because I'm not going to cross cultures. Cultures have different ways and belief systems. But I'm saying, I've heard from the people who haven't had fathers. I just talked to a guy who's a single father, and he shared about his father passing when he was young, but missing out. And I asked him about this very thing that I've asked other people in other countries is there a lot of fathers around? And most of the answers I'm getting is no. So I'm speaking also to the young men. Be part of your children's life. For not to do so, a child is raised unbalanced. Why do I say that? I say that is because of the fact that in this world that we see today, and people are flocking now to more of a capitalistic society, they're flocking to the cities, that, a child is at a disadvantage. You break a village, where it might have been the roles for the mothers. Raise the child, and the men do their different things. I'm not going to scoff that at all. I won't cross the cultures like that. But what I'm seeing and what I'm hearing is the fact that we can pitch in too. And when I mean pitch in is that, a child without a dad's perspective or a male figure in their life, that child's only one-sided. And to me, that's a disadvantage. But that's right there is something that I thought that was the utmost in Africa was a family structure, which is not necessarily, I'll say it again, not necessarily the case. So that was a little bit of disheartening. Now, the other thing that I found that's not necessarily the case is that poverty. Most people would say Africa is poor. And most people would think Africa is undeveloped. And I used to have that stinking thinking in my head. And what I come to find out in my travels, poverty is not about stuff. Let me say that again. Poverty is not about a lack of stuff. Because when you walk through Africa, you're going to find people don't have a lot of stuff and then you think they're poor. But what I find is that there is a richness that they have here in the motherland, that the heart, the open hand of giving, the open hand of helping, I have found that right there is the key to really what we would call rich. We already know Africa's got all of everything the world needs in its soil. On top of the soil, the people are where the rich is. So that poverty that you may see some areas that may have shacks and mud huts and all that right there, you're going to find there is something greater when you see there's a lack of material. You're going to find something wealthy in the spiritual. And so not necessarily Africa is poor. Even with the development, it blows me away to see how advanced that some African countries are, and even in those countries that may not have the advancements of technology, but the ways of hustle and being able to survive and being able to thrive in life. I told many Africans that I come across that America poorest people are poorer than Africa's poorest people. And everybody is shocked when I say that. America's poor has a handout called a government assistance. Most of the people in the poorest parts of America, you're going to find that, may live in shabby houses or whatever, or may have a car, or may have the latest, greatest clothes on, or what have you, but only because of typically assistance, government programs, whether it's Habitat for Humanities, whether it's, what they call the Section 8s, HUDs, if you call it food stamps, if you call, any government assistance, these assistance programs actually are benefits that if you laid it side by side with what Africa don't get that, and America does, yet who's really the poorest? Because what I see here, even if it's the slums, because America got the slums, that Africa poor is greater than America's poor. That's my observation. Let's move on to the next thing as I chew on my popcorn. Some other things that I find out is that most people I interview who are willing to be open on camera will share with you their belief system that the corruption of their governments is what holds them back. And what I come to find out is that's the case. I used to argue against that. Like, okay, yeah, there is corruption. There is this. Corruption's everywhere. But to hear the people, whether it's in Africa or y'all see my interviews that when I was in Dubai, or and I'm going to get on interviews with those who's going to be in America when I get back, that the government system could be doing a whole lot more for their people than they do for other foreigners that come in. That's a letdown to me. And what I thought was something in a smaller scale, I do see it's a larger scale, that Africa's system can do a whole lot more. From America, when you see the handouts, I call it handouts, but really it's our reparations. But when you see the government assistance programs that they may have for a people in America, Africa can do the same thing for their people. I find in most African countries that most of these African leaders or the government, some of the people, care more about looking good, having a city look good in the eyes of the public than really their people looking good. That's disheartening. Where I was defending the fact that, hey, the African government is trying to figure its ways out because it's still in its infancy stages of getting their independence, in the last 50, 60 years. I mean, Namibia here, they just got their independence in 1990. So you're talking about 31 years ago. But Africa can do way more for its people than what it does for foreigners' opportunities, as well as looking good on the surface by trying to build buildings and all that right there. Me and a young man was talking yesterday about the dignitaries, and he showed me one of the dignitaries here cruising around in a 400 Mercedes Benz. And so he said it was something that really upset him. And I said, yeah, if these leaders could realize that one Mercedes Benz that they buy for their dignitaries, just the one, on the average cost of what the people make here in Namibia and most of these other African countries. Think about it, do the math. The average person here that I'm told makes about $200 a month. That's about the average for most of these African countries I've been to, US dollars. That Mercedes Benz that costs $50,000, $60,000, we'll just say $40,000. That can give 2,000 people jobs annually. 2,000 jobs annually. Well, if we really did the math, the monthly would be the cost, but we're saying though that if you had the whole government system, if they got 12 cars, or excuse me, if they got 100 cars, because they show me where most of these government places are that they fix on vehicles. But when you talk about the dignitaries and all that right there, and all these people who got these titles, how many jobs could you give your people that it takes for you to feel good with the police escort going through, making everybody move out of your way, and yet you are driving in a $40,000, $50,000 vehicle that can give, I'm not gonna say even 2,000 jobs, but you can give hundreds of jobs or even thousands of jobs by the vehicles that y'all are driving in, that it could be a simple car, a nice car, get you to and from. This is what I see sometimes that is disheartening. And the people who deserve it, your people, the government needs to look out for the people. They always say the government is for the people, but it sounds like that the government typically sometimes for themselves. This is a corruption, it's a problem. And it goes on. It's disheartening that I see. What else do I see here in Africa that I thought what was, but isn't. You know what this right here is what I have also come to find out. That even I'm going to get on the people. I love the hustle of each African brothers and sisters. Okay, somebody did some math for me. 40,000 divided by 2,000 people is $200. Okay, so then, yeah, and that would be a month, I guess. 2,000 people, 200, so that's a month. Thanks, Jam. That's a month. So then, let me go back to this math then. Let's do the math. You got more than 12 dignitaries. Look, you got your parliament over here. You got your ministries over here. Them jokers riding around, all of them. So how many of them got that? The judges and all these other people up here in these positions. So let's just say 12 months. If you got 12 individuals riding around a Mercedes-Benz, you can give 2,000 people a job a month if you switch those cars. Now let's get back over here what I was saying. I love the hustle in some of these countries in Africa. Namibia and Botswana, that's a little different because they're more Western and they more or less in the cities I'm talking about, you know, because I haven't been to a lot of the villages and everybody operates a little bit in the villages. But I love the hustle though that Africa really has when people are working for themselves as small business people. And in what it takes is that, you know, they're going to do whatever they do to survive. But I find that even those who scream the government is responsible, I'm going to say, I find that some people's poverty is because of themselves. Let me say that again. A lot of Africans' poverty is because of themselves. Because I ain't pointing no finger just at the government. Look, this is why I say this. Let me finish my popcorn up here. This goes for y'all out there too, around the world. Those who know my story know this right here. Take the notes again. You know how they say it's better to hear it more than once so they can go ahead and sink in. I've done more talking to people in Africa about their state of poverty that they call. I've talked to the man on the street who's begging. I've talked to the small business people whose claims they ain't got no capital to get to the next place. I've spoken to people who's got some businesses that they're screaming that, you know, they're not getting these opportunities and stuff like that. And the first time I asked them how much money do they save, every lip gets zipped. Quietness is all I hear. Crickets. You see, I've said this before and I'll say it again. I'll say this 1,000 times. It's not how much money you make necessarily. It's what do you do with the money you make. I find, even here, conversations here today, I was with a brother and he was talking about the poorest place we went over here to, was it Kachator. The poorest place there, he said you can find people in there with Nikes and designer shirts and clothes. You can see, and they the poorest people, but they got the nicest or the name brand clothes. And I said that happens in America too. You know, now whether they're knockoffs or whether they whether they are secondhand or what have you, still, I find that the problem with most that are saying that they just don't have the means to get out of the state that they are in, I say is because they do not know what to do with the money when they make it. I have watched people waste their money, spend their money, trying to hang with the Joneses is what we call it. You know, when they get a little money, people want to go ahead and put on the nice clothes and now right there, and they living in shacks. That's like in America. You can go through some of the hardest hoods, but you're going to see $50,000 vehicles, $70,000 vehicles. You're going to see people rolling around in these cars and they got the Gucci's and they got all of this, but live in shacks, to each his own. I don't care if that's what you do. That's what you do. But I'm saying What I find in Africa, that most Africans in my passing, I haven't been to all 54 countries, I've only been to 12 or 13. I share with them, how much are you putting away? Most people don't save. They get and they spend. It is amazing when I put money in people's hands. It's almost like I've watched this before, that they immediately got to go spend it. It becomes like it's itching in their pocket. I've watched this. That and then it's like, and then when you got some, they want to do business, they want to get paid first so they can go ahead and do what they got with that money, right? And be like, no, you finish the job, or you do whatever, or you take me on this tour, or you whatever. I mean, and the whole time they want you to give them the money or whatever, and they just run off. And sometimes I even ask, what did you do with the money? This is what I find a problem that is disappointing. Then some people who are poor in Africa, because I'll say it to the day I turn blue in my face, it is not necessarily how much you make, it's what you do with what you make. So that's another thing that I find, a little disappointing and stuff like that. Because I know y'all people want to point fingers at the government. And I said this right here. Yes, the government plays a part in some things, but really it's all on you. It is not necessarily on that government. I have never in my life seen people who wants to depend on the government to do for them. We got to get out of that state of mind. We got to stop doing this. I mean, look what nobody wants to leave America because they have to keep, we want that reparations. Knocking on the door. We want the reparations. We want the no justice, no peace. No justice, no peace. Another disappointing thing that I see in Africa is how the Africans have subscribed to a democracy, governmental way. And these people here, our people in Africa, will start fights, wars, kill, when it comes time for the political year. This is very disheartening to me, that we have taken on a Western government when we still are claiming to hold on to tribal traditions and cultures, and yet we think that we can fit this into a democracy system, when if Africa will wake up and realize that the political system is about division, it is not about unity. Why does people have to go and live off of political parties? Why can't every man just say, I'm running for president? Why do we have to be for a party? Why can't it be an individual? Vote for the best man, not about a party. See, this system is all about division. Now you got people divided, and these people argue. I believe me, check out my videos. I was in the middle of one when I was in Ghana, when it was time for the elections. Last year, I was there October, November. Their election was in December. I was right there in the middle of the whole gang. I mean, groups of people. I mean, it was like crazy. The energy, and these people were like, they gave their hard blood, guts, and tears into this candidate of who they was supporting. And you better not come out of your mouth and talk about yours during that time, or you can lose your life. This is very disappointing that I see that we have subscribed to a Western governmental system when we are Africa and we can find our own system that works best for us. It's disheartening to me. On to the next one. Y'all got to check my videos I got coming out right here. Oh, I love Namibia too. Namibia is another beautiful country. All the countries I visit all the countries I visit in Africa, all our people are beautiful. Because we need to tear down the borders of Africa and realize our family members are across the borders in some of these countries. We are a migrating people, and yet we want to call ourselves these names that are European names, and realize we should be standing for who we are, a one people. But we need to change that mindset, family. The next thing, I thought that Africa had strong African spiritualities, systems in place beyond Christianity and Islam. Now, it does exist. You still have some old traditions, and everybody has their own thing. I ain't beating up on nobody and nobody's faith. I just was entertained today, about an hour ago, of some guys dancing and showing me some of the dances and the singings they do here in Namibia and the African, their African old school traditions, and they sharing with me like this is what our people do in the villages, and they we will dance and sing. It would be sometimes good and sad. It could be weddings, it could be whatever, but we used to do these things, and sing out to our ancestors and all these things right here. And I'm like, wow, that's beautiful. But in the same breath, he was like, yeah, so he's Roman Catholic. And I see the Catholics, I see the Christians and the Baptists, I've seen more kingdom, Jehovah Witnesses. I've seen Jehovah Witnesses here. I've seen the Catholic, of course, Catholics is everywhere. Very few Muslims I've seen. When I'm talking about here, I'm not necessarily talking about Namibia, but it seems as though that's Muslims are more when you go further a little bit up north, from what my experience and all that right there is. But it was disheartening to see that in this belief systems, there are more, of course, you'll find the Christianity and the Muslims that are predominantly in the areas that I have been going through, that some of the African spiritualities have been put aside. Now, that's not banging on nobody, but now the guy asked me a question. He asked me this today. He said, what do you think the reason why we as Africans have a hard time or a tough time here in Africa when we seem like we're struggling in life and all that right there? I said, well, you know what? I mean, you just mentioned it. When you allow outsiders to come in and give you something to replace it with that you've been doing for tens of thousands of years, and they've given you something that you should be following or worshiping, what have you, and then all of a sudden now you're caught into slaveries, you're caught into being colonized, you're being caught into all these things, and then you're told to what to worship and how to do this right here, and you're still on the bottom. Shouldn't something click and say, maybe we need to go back to before the people who came in here and switched us up, took away our spiritualities, took away our languages, took away our names, took away our different systems or moral systems and our belief systems. We should not stop and think before we not invited, but we have allowed those to come in Africa, and then they took our kindness as a weakness, and then all of a sudden then took advantage of it, took us out from the Arab slave trade, Sahara slave trade, took us out from the Atlantic slave trade, planted different, whether you want to call it buildings, cathedrals, whether you want to call it churches, whether you want to call it mosque, whatever you want to call it. You can find in the history of Africa, the slavery has been by those that we are now worshiping, the very religions that were given us. And then people want to know, why are we struggling as a people? Now, there again, I'm not here banging on any religion. That's your right, that's your belief. But I'm saying, can we stop to think about before outsiders came in, were we doing just fine? That's all I'm saying. Because I was asked that question many times since I've been here. What do you think about that? What do you think about this? What do you think about them? What do you think about what's going on? I'm going to share what I think. Because to me, if you don't see prosperity in your people, you don't see a growth in your people, you don't see that there's a freedom for your people, you don't see that everything is up to par to where it used to be, which you said that your ancestors told you was, and how you know it was, somebody's got to stop to think. Hold up now. So when all of this happened, we were divided up, when we were sent out from the east of Africa, from the west of Africa into slavery, what happened? So that is a little disappointing to see that those who have these belief systems and they're struggling and they're holding on to different beliefs that, in my opinion, is holding them back because of this commitment to maybe something that's not rewarding you in the way you should. Can we think about it? That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. What else now have I used to think, and I thought what I believed that was all that for Africa, and I'm coming to find out that not necessarily so. Africa is fighting so much to be like the Western world. Damn Erica. Put the D in front of America, capitalize the E, damn Erica. I have found that, of course, in certain countries or certain areas, I'm watching the youth being transformed to like Black America. I'm watching the youth behaving and dressing, talk like, walk like, want to be like, and they don't even realize what's coming down the road. They don't realize they're subscribing to damn Erica, and they don't even know the truth of damn Erica. They think that all Black people in America, or damn Erica, is rich and got money. They think that we there in damn Erica are living high on the hog. And so now when we see that these systems, these capitalistic systems that are coming up, and there's nothing wrong with advancements in technologies and buildings of cities and stuff like that, but there's a cost that is associated with it. But when you see the youth, because we know you can almost predict the future of a country by the youth. What the youth is in is what's going to tell you how your future is going to be. And it's disheartening for me that I've been to each one of these countries, that I see that most of the youth are fighting. And when I say youth, I'm talking about those from 40 down to all the way down to little babies. And not in all parts of a country, because you got some that are out in the villages, that are those who may not be in that scene. We're talking about more who starts to inch more to the cities, those who have these TVs, a lot of the, I mean, I've been to y'all have seen me into some of the slum areas. Everybody got a dish. It blows my mind. But they watching these TVs. Oh, they got videos. They see the music videos, and it's ridiculous when I see Africans trying to behave like they're gangsters. They're the women carrying on like they hoes, shaking their tails, and these African brothers out here treating them like or depicting them in the videos like they floozies. And then these women subject themselves to be part of that mess. And then now the young women walking around half dressed, carrying on like they supposed to be some hoochie mama. This is just very disheartening that Africa needs to wake up. You got Africans, I gotta correct them all the time. Yo, what's up, my nigga? Don't call me no nigga. You don't even know what that word means. And to me, it is a word that was put on us from them that I choose not to use. Though y'all have heard me use it a few times, that I believe, yes, there are those who behave and act like niggas. Yes. But it is not a term that I will use in a sense of endearment or a sense of whatever. But talk like, want to walk like, want to dress like, want to act like. And this is what you see some of the youth in some of these countries that's very disheartening to me, that I thought that it would have been more of, you know, still, you know, out of the scene of that Western world of music and all that right there. Very disheartening. Very disheartening to see that. But that's the ways of the world. Let's move on to the next spot there. Oh, Shay, what's up, man? You know, like I said, I've been here 10 months straight, and I've had a heck of a time. Can't wait to get back. You know, I'm already like, you know, I can't wait to get back to Africa. But the some things I think about as far as, you know, where do I want to start my project at? You know, where I want to build this refugee or a refuge, excuse me. Well, some of us are refugees. I mean, really, you know. I mean, but where do I want to lay out and plant this refuge building for people to come visit and have a place that they can say, hey, I can rest my head at a very discounted price and be able to have a reputable people who's going to be connected with this project that I want to do, that show you a good time, can give you some great, you know, whether it's tours or whatever. And I find that some countries are more difficult than others. And there are some countries you got to just be careful where you're going to buy your land, and if you're going to get scammed, if they're going to be taken. That I'm surprised that there are just some countries that haven't even gotten it together on land, on having land laid out, knowing who owns it, knowing if a transaction is done, that they have proper procedures in place to know that this is who owns it and who. I am surprised that there are some countries who don't even have it together. That is almost playing craps of when you purchase land, whether or not you're going to have people show up and say, sorry, that's my land. So that was a little disheartening for me to find. But if you do your homework right, and you got to do homework, that you might be able to be one of the successful ones that can be able to get in and do a transaction that is legit and not be overtaken by scamming. So, you know, but in saying that, there is so much more ways for Africa to go. And what I find is that in all I've said, there's much room for growth, because Africa is in her infancy, only 50, 55 years old. And so you can imagine, even if it was 50, 55 years old, to even be handed over the keys to your own country, and then still have these so-called frivolous contracts that they did that you're going to still do business with, that they have their hands still in your pocket and in control, that we are only right now at the cusp or at the entrance of the door or the exit of the door, shaking them off of us so we can freely run our countries ourselves. We are at that point in time today. So I have so much hope for Africa. Some countries are more advanced than others. Some are not. I tell you, each country I go to, it is amazing. What I thought might have been a little painful for me, like, oh, man, I wish they had this or that. When I get to places that are so much developed, I missed where I came from. Let me give you an example. So I come down here to Botswana and I come here to Namibia. Now, it's more Western, and it's got your malls, it's got the stores, it's got all that, but it's very limited by the people on the streets selling fruits, and you can find anything you want. It's got walking convenience stores on the street. You can go not even far, and there's a little restaurant you can buy food from and all that right here. In these areas, you gotta go to grocery stores. You got to go drive to get to a place to go buy something. And when you find like Tanzania, or whether it was Kenya, or whether it was Ghana, everything is right there. You take 2 steps out your door, you can get what you want. More convenience than where most are, if you want to call developed, can cause you a whole lot of inconvenience. And this is what I find is that every time I find something and I'm like, ugh, then the next moment is like, I missed that. Let me give you another example. Some things that it just opens my mind up. That it's like okay, here when you get in more, I can say here, not here in this country, but when you get in more developed countries, like I was even told today, that there's so much red tape and bureaucracy to where you gotta follow all these rules, which makes it harder for people to advance. Sounds familiar from damn Erica, don't it? But when you come from countries that are really more, or let me say less stringent. No, that doesn't sound right. Stringent. When it comes to people starting businesses and things like that, and they make it where it's just easier for people just get in, get to work, go ahead, start your way, start going and all that right there. I appreciate those countries that aren't so advanced or so, these business capitalistic mindsets that they have. What's in the popcorn? Butter and salt. Am I chewing like crazy? And so I miss those countries who are freer. Like, it's just like, okay, yeah, we're not to this point where we're trying to follow the format of this Western country. Because every time we come from Western countries come here, we're trying to press upon change too, which causes these policies, these laws, and all this stuff. I was sharing some business, excuse me. I was sharing some business ideas here, and one of the guys told me, he said, they wouldn't allow that here. They got too many rules. They got too many things that these checks and balances and stuff, that it's gonna make it so hard for people to be able to do it. You got a fee for this. You got to pay for that. You got an inspection on this. You got to make sure that you have that in order. And that right there is really Western. And that's why most of us cannot even make it there in damn Erica. Put the D in front of America and capitalize the E. Damn Erica has so many daggone potholes for you to fall in that it's hard for you to get out and try to get an advancement. The bureaucracy, the red tape, the upfront cost for this fee and that license and this right here, and you got to have this and that. See, that right there is killing your people. So I love those countries that really are lenient and allowing people to have an opportunity to advance. The more developed I find countries is the more I see people having a hard time who are trying to advance upward. You'll see that's why I typically interview the people in the struggle. Because we the people in the struggle in damn America. So I have to at least show you all that you can come here and get your hustle on. For we have an advantage coming to Africa in most of these countries. I told y'all, they're going to roll out the red carpet. Because they praise the education system over there in the Western worlds. They think we're smarter, all right? They think we're more advanced. And so while you come here, people are going to be quiet and listen. Use that for your advantage then. And so what I'm saying is that, you know, I try to speak to most of those who are in the struggle because they're the ones who will let you know how they feel about the government system. They're the ones who are going to let you know how. Do you know how difficult it is for me to even, I try to interview business people. They won't do it. I sit out here sometimes waiting on people in their little jackets coming from their little businesses or their office buildings and stuff. They're afraid to lose. They're afraid to lose. I'm not blaming them. All I'm saying is this right here is that they ain't gonna be the voice for you. Those people right there are gonna be playing it safe. They ain't gonna tell you how it really is. But the people who ain't got nothing to lose, they tell you. And you know what I find too, like I said last night, I find I have had more doors open to me. You know, most people who reach out to me are those who have little to nothing. Take me around. People want to buy me food. I'm like, yo, I got it. No. I'm like, wow. I don't have business people and people up there in higher echelons, people up there in I don't. You know, those type there, they're the ones who wants to sit down and have coffee with me. They're the ones who just wants to have the conversation. Oh, I met you. Can we do a selfie together? See, those people there don't want to tell the story. And I always tell them this right here. My time is precious because I have people in around the globe who are looking for different places that they can venture on, maybe to come live. I can't give you the time just to sit around and just chat for your own self-gratification to have coffee. See, these people here, not to blame them, but they are afraid to talk and be on their camera. I don't want to be on the camera. I don't want to be in the forefront. I don't want this right there. But if we can come talk, no. We got people in the struggle who's trying to get out of Western worlds, who are trying to see, is Africa fit for them? Can they come visit? That's why I'm showing all this right here. Shout out to the poor people in material things, which are rich in spirit though. Shout out to the poor in wealth and in the material things, but the rich that are rich in spirit, because they are the ones I'm able to do my interviews with. You don't see me roll around in Mercedes and having, doors opened up to me and these big houses and, mansions and all that right there. Nah, I'm just a peon out here, just a little YouTuber. And they don't know how I really live. But it's the people in the struggle who has the love. Hats off to those in the struggle, those who don't have the material wealth, but has the spiritual wealth. These is the people who have shown me love all through Africa. The small ones. That's why I will give and help and try to do business with. I'm trying to help these people. I said right here that I hope most of Africans who are out here in this continent, it's shame on you if you can't help your people. Stop giving a handout of money and give them a job. Help them with a business. Help them at least. I'm not saying a lot of people don't do that. I know there are people who's helping. I know people who got money who's helping and giving money and donating to programs. I know there's people like that. But look, I see more people, okay? I see more people who may have means who are mean, who have means yet are mean. I see the batting of disgust of somebody who's in a struggle. I see it. So I'm not gonna go down that road really right there because I'm trying to step on nobody's toes, but I'm just trying to keep it real. My love that has been shared and given to me are the ones. I've had the greatest time with people, man, that's in the struggle. I'm telling you, look at my interviews. Please go check and look at each one of them and look and gain a wealth of information of what they're really saying. Not a means of entertainment, but listen to what they really are saying, their hearts. Not on the subject matter of what I title, but go to their hearts. These are the people. And these are the ones who are representing the countries so that you could feel comfortable that when you come here, the people on the street is the one who's going to help you out. The people who's in the struggle are the ones really going to help you out. They're really going to help you out. I'm not saying that no one in higher, middle class, upper class won't. All I'm saying is that for my experience, like I said, I can only count on one time that I was invited to one who you would call upper echelon, but everybody else, nah, I'm taboo. Yeah, family. So I wanted to share that right there. Let me get to some of y'all comments and all that right there. I can swing 15 minutes. I don't want to make this too long, but you know, I hope each and every one of y'all have been enjoying my journey here in Africa. You know, I shall be back here in a quick blink of an eye because I'm anxious for my next chapter in my life. I am really raring to go and all that right there. So we're going to see what Yah has in place for us, you know, when we go on this next chapter. And you heard me say we, because y'all been riding with me. Y'all been holding me down. And when times I've been tired, y'all been motivating me, praying for me. Y'all been keeping me up, you know, going. And, you know, y'all been holding me up, y'all. Y'all been holding me up. Shout out to poor people. Yes. That's why in the Ancient Rising it says, blessed are those who are poor in spirit. See, sometimes your spirit but you still got a heart of gold of giving. Blessed are those who have blessed are those who poor in spirit. I see a lot of this that they still got the heart to give. Still gonna smile, still trying to hold on into the struggle. Let's see here, what we got here. What is your next chapter? Stay tuned and watch because you know what? I don't even really know. You know, somebody told me, not somebody, but people keep asking me, what's your agenda? You know, every time I go to somebody wants to show me their city or country, what's your itinerary rather? I don't have one. Why? You want to show me someplace? Let's try to go. Blessed are those who are rich in spirit. Hey. 24 months straight in Ethiopia, come back to Bardar. Hey, I like Bardar, yes. Hey, what's happening? Negus. Is it Negus? Negus. Thank you for giving us this insight to our real family. Much appreciated, Sir May. The Lord bless you and keep you. As well, same to you, glory. The meek shall inherit the earth. That's right. Let's see what else we got here, family. I'm here to answer your questions and all that. You and JT are the realest brothers. Well, thank you. All right. JT doing it. I'm going to tell you, JT, man, he be doing his thing over there too. I just watched one of his videos today. He's in the rap scene, and all that right there, and got the music going, and he's opening them doors up. I mean, I'm telling you all, for y'all who are in music, and you know what? Damn, Erica never gave you a chance. They kicked your music aside. You didn't get the opportunity. And it's just that you weren't at the right place at the wrong time. You didn't kiss somebody's butt, or you didn't bend over, because that's what they're doing today. And you didn't give up your manhood, what have you. Holla at JT. He's in the music industry. He about to blow that joker open. We got a lot of, I like to say, you know what? We got a lot of brothers and sisters out here who are forerunners, out there that pioneers who are doing it. Go Black, no one should be poor in spirit. Nobody should be poor in spirit, but you know what? They are. I've been poor in spirit before. You better believe it. And it happens. It happens. How long you been in Africa? I've been in Africa 10 months. Back and forth, but 10 months, just one whole time, 10 months. Poor countries aren't poor, they are exploited. Well, I mean, yeah. I mean, when you got a leech on you, sucking you dry, and it is not giving you opportunity to prosper, yes, you're being exploited. And that's what Africa slowly, some of these African countries are opening up their eyes, realizing they can be self-sufficient. They don't have to sit here and have their hand out, and they don't have to take every time some country wants to go in and give them money with an unhindered deal or some favor. They realizing that, hey, we can do for ourselves. That's why I said this is the worst thing a man can ever do is ask or beg, excuse me, to beg. I'm a piano, yeah, AMPIANO. Yes, I was just I just played some I'm a piano music today for the guys who were dancing out here. You're gonna see that video here, and probably within a week. The richest man is not the one who has the most material possessions, but the man that needs the least, rich in the heart and spirit. Exactly. Exactly. What's going to be the first food you eat when you get back to the States? That's a very good question. I'll tell you what it's going, I don't know exactly what it's going to be, but I know the line is going to be vegetables. I'm going to gorge myself in vegetables. I really haven't had the opportunity to really get good vegetables. When I say not good vegetables, a lot of places that I find in Africa is there's not just a lot of selections of vegetables cooked where you go. Now, I can go to the grocery store and buy them and cook them, but I've done some cooking when I was in Tanzania. But when you're on the road and all that right there, and you're in places, Airbnbs or hotels or whatever, and you go out to eat, most restaurants and places on the street vendors and stuff don't have a lot of selections of vegetables. And typically, if it is, it's the same vegetable. Collard greens and cornbread. I love collard greens. Collard greens gonna be on that joker right there. Yeah, collard greens and black eyed peas, and I'm gonna be having me some. I love the spinach, and I like the. I used to eat all kind of vegetables, squash, and it's been so long now. I'm almost forgetting some of the vegetables I used to eat. Which part of the U.S. are you going back to? I'll let you know. In your experience, have the Africans you've met treat you more like a fellow African or more like a white American in blackface? Well, I say this right here. Most, when you start talking to them, see you as, if they find out where you're from, they'll say, oh, you're Black American. And once I shared to them that I'm African, and when you had that conversation with them and they feel your heart, they be like, okay, brother, yes. Okay. Their eyes open up and they don't realize, yo, we were taken out of here, man. We coming back. Yeah, yeah. Their eyes open up. No, Africa got vegetables. You ain't gonna find a lot of it on your plate. It's just, I'm just being honest. Come on, Africans, where y'all at? You know, you ain't finding a lot of vegetables in your plate. Meat, meat and starch, starch and meat and meat. Okay, you're gonna have you a meat. You're gonna have you starch like rice, cassava. You might have maize, corn, like you're gonna have fufu, or you're gonna have pop. You're gonna have ugali. You're gonna have um, uh, what else we got out there? You know, that is typically, you know, you're gonna have rice, you're gonna have jollof, you're gonna have what I say, kinke, you're gonna have banku, you're gonna have beans, you're gonna those are all starches, starches galore. You know, the number one vegetable, they call it a fruit, that is so around that you're gonna find in most foods is tomatoes. Some places, yeah, yams, you know, but the places I've been to has been all most of the starches that I've mentioned, you know. Cornmeal, and then they turn it into banku or fufu or ugali or pop or those right there are staples that most African countries are using hands and using and dipping and eating and, you know, that I've found. You know, you might have some greens or spinach. Um, that's about it for the majority of countries I've been to when it comes to a vegetable. Not to say that some don't have it, but I'm just saying. Asparagus? I haven't seen an asparagus since leaving the States. Damn America. Let's see here. Southern Africa is a semi-desert region. Yeah, we don't grow much vegetables. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what most of the staple. I know corn is. They say they grow corn down here. A lot of fruits, vegetables come from South Africa, if you will. That I'm told. Okay, we eat vegetables up. We eat vegetables up. We eat those starches with vegetable sauces. Okay, vegetable sauces. Okay. Okay, Cameroon's different varieties of vegetable soups. Okay. You know, that's interesting. So they like soups because my DNA shows all of Cameroon. And every time somebody tells me about Cameroon, I'm like, man, for real, because I love soups. Yeah, and fruits are eaten on daily basis. Fruits now, when you talk about like when you get back up there, you know, on Ghana and on the eastern, on those the regions in Ghana and the Sierra Leones and you know Singals and all them right there, fruits galore. And on the east, the same thing. Fruits, 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 fruits. Whether it's Tanzania, Kenya, Rwanda, fruits, 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 fruits. Fruits is number one before vegetable. That's guaranteed. And if you go to any fruit stand and you're gonna try to get any vegetables, the most vegetables you're gonna probably see is corn. Have you found the spicy peppers foods in every country? Yeah. Um, I'm gonna say here in Namibia, they say spice, but you know, most got that I'm talking about hot. I haven't been introduced to a meal that's just like burning hot like spice like that. I haven't run across the meal that like that. I've ate some local food here. Are better and healthier. Okay. I hate a meal without meat. Hey, you know what's so interesting is that people talk about African, you know, this African vegetarian, or need to bring it back from the old school days and all right there. And I'm like, please prove to me Africa was ever in a vegan vegetable diet. Please prove to me, show me something, because what you really getting from veganism is them Europeans. They're the ones talking about that veganism. You can't find. I'm gonna say I can't find. I haven't found where majority of Africa is not no vegan vegetarian, and people trying to pull that off on. We need to get back to our African vegan vegetarian diets, huh? What you gonna find is meat. Meat, 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 meat. Oh, I go north to Namibia for spices. Okay, spicy foods. Okay. Yeah, yep, yep, yep. That's the story of Stevie Wonder and Teddy Riley. We'll see. Um, yeah, family. So too much fruits is not good. They are full of natural sugars. Well, I'm not sure who's told you that one right there. Too much is what's the drawing line for too much? I'm not sure what you mean by that. Let's see here. Go back. We are the problems of ourselves, and we are the solutions of our problems, brother. You're right. You're absolutely right, Chakuma. Yeah. Recently, there has been some vegan restaurants that open in Dar, but it's a new thing. We love meat. Yeah, this veganism stuff and this vegetarian stuff. I mean, they trying to make a claim like it's been African for years, thousands or 100 years. I don't know, but please show me. Now I know it said that natural initially and originally that we used to be plant-based people, but please show me. Because you can look on the walls and the pyramids and the temples in Egypt and you see them slaughtering animals for food. That's 10 thousands of years ago. Thank you for your knowledge on Africa, the good, the bad, and the ugly. Thank you very much, CC, for your heart of giving. No fruits are better than manufactured sugars. You better believe that. No, hold on. No fruits are better than natural or manufactured sugars. Yeah. Well, thank you, Tamika. I continue to share this journey too, and I hope that somebody is at least learning a little bit. Because it's all about me just sharing, and people can just salvage out of it what they want to. What else we got here? Is it true if you are diabetic, careful, don't overeat fruits? It is said that, yes, that if you're diabetic, that you want to be aware of the fruits that you do consume. Now, if is the big word, because now you have pushed your body over into the glucose maximum, and fructose, they say, plays a part that you need to be careful. How much? I'm not sure. My wife is a doctor. I have to ask her those questions right there. Keep it truth. Tanzania is in the house. All right. Mumble VP. I hope I hope we can see you with your loved ones in damn Erica. Yeah, you will. Chew meat, say yes to meat. And I told myself that I'm going to go ahead and start weaning myself off of meat, because of my digestive system really, for that there. Go black. Just be the change. Just be the change. It's good for you to return back to the States. It's because our continent problems, it's beyond everyone. Nah, I know. I mean, I'm going back, but I mean, you know what? I'm coming back here though. This is where I belong. For the most, I'm telling you, for hands down, your body won't survive off of meat forever. Hey, that's if you're just eating meat. I don't think so, but it is not just said that. Believe when I say that too much fruit is not good for your body. You can't say that. You can't say that. Maybe for you, there are fruitarians out here, and not all fruits have fructose equally. Each one may have different levels of fruits amounts. I mean sugars amounts, with if you will, sugar amounts, fructose, whatever you want to call it. You know, Everybody's body is different. At says who? R.A. What animals were they slaughtered? What animals were they slaughtering? I'm not sure what you're referring to. No, Cassandra, yeah. Hey, corruption is everywhere. Damn, Erica's the biggest corrupt country there is. And that's hands down. That's not even trying to throw mud on your country. It really is. Yeah, watermelon low sugar. Okay. I don't know the sugar contents of all, and but each fruit has its own content of sugar. We love you and we always want to see you in Africa. Please visit Nigeria someday. Oh, I'm going to. I might knock that off my list when I come back over. That might be my first or second stop. Eat 1 meal a day to give organs a break. Okay, says more. Baking soda is natural salt and corrects kidney problems, says Amos. See, we got all these docs up in here and these nutritionalists. All berries are good for you, says CC. Okay. Strawberries and all berries are low sugar fruits you can indulge in. True that. True that. Which country did I feel the safest? I never compare like which one I felt the safest. Well, let me say this right here. Which country did I feel unsafe to record? Walking down the street, unsafe to record because of their strict rules of recording and stuff? Kenya. You just can't be walking around in Kenya and just videotaping. And cops are gonna stop you. People gonna yell at you. Rwanda, same way. It was tough to record. They're gonna wanna know what you doing. But as far as safety, that's the only time I felt unsafe was like, okay, I'm gonna walk down the street and film. Oh, Ethiopia too. Ethiopia, I see with a security guard ran me down, and then all of a sudden he was gonna hit me with a stick, And then I shut the camera off because I'm like, yo, whoa, because I couldn't understand what he was saying. But I didn't feel comfortable then either, just filming. People look at you, stare at you. And so, yeah, Ethiopia was one there. And they had they ganged up around me. I'm talking about a full circle for those, that, heard my story. I wish I could have caught the video, but I shut my camera down because the guy snatched out my battery pack out of my phone when I had it in my hand, and my cord came out. And so I took my phone, I turned it off and put it in my pocket so he wouldn't try to take it. That was kind of scary, yes. That was because I learned something very much that day. If you're going to walk around and be videotaping, you best have somebody, especially a country that they don't speak much English, you better have somebody with you who can speak their language. All right, Titus. What makes America different from Africa? More black people. I was told not to film in Addis by the cab driver when I was in Ethiopia 10 years ago. Yeah. I posted the video of that unpersuaded one, but I was walking down the street, and I think the video of that is Badar. This happened to me in Badar, a water surprise or something like that. I can't remember the name of the title of it, but I was just showing it, and I said, "Oh, hold up." And then I did a video like I'm doing now at night and told everybody what happened. Oh, for real, brags to Africa. Go Black, I'll show you around when you come visit Cameroon. I'm already considered a local out here. You stay in touch with me and send me a picture of you, tell me a little bit of history of you, where I stay, what part of the country, you on the English side or the French side. And then I'm gonna tell you, you stay in touch with me, that's right there. I will make sure I do a trip there because that's where my DNA says, and I say I want to go there, but I gotta connect with some people there on the ground. Go black to Africa at gmail.com. You go ahead and email me on that. Everybody's still talking about food. Okay. Some people might be lagging in time. I'm seeing some response to some things I probably said about 10, 15 minutes ago. Okay. Let's see here. I take it to Tanzania is the only African country you would relocate to based on buying property, investing in business there. Nah, not at all. It was just the opportunity that came that I saw at that moment in time that I can go ahead and get on this investment that I could do without a lot of red tape. I didn't have to go through city council, the administration of the government. I didn't have to go through doing that. All that was a free land. And I didn't have to, you don't have to go through a lot of that, getting your citizenship or you got to get your residency. You have to get this right here. No, it was plain and simple right there before me. So, you know, have you considered visiting Caribbean? Yeah, I've been to the Caribbean. I'm gonna be in the Caribbean at the end of this month. I'm gonna be in Aruba and I'm going to Grenada. Grenada. Y'all know anybody in Aruba? You know anybody in Grenada? Let me know. Let them know I'm coming. So that I have some people, to go ahead and show me the country and give me, a pretty good tour. When you come to Nigeria, reach out to popular Nigerian blogger and Tonyena. Tonyena? Okay, all right. Well, we'll see. Matter of fact, I did an interview with a sister. Forget my sister's name now, from Nigeria, and we interviewed each other there in Ethiopia. Kiribu Tana, Asante Sana. Love you. Go back to Africa. We miss you. Your videos. We Tanzanians are addicted. Thanks for putting Tanzania on the map. Hey, you're welcome. I don't think I put them on the map, but Yeah. Do you think we are prematurely relocating to Africa before the right time comes when God is ready to go back? Nah. It's based upon each individual's what they feel they should do, and because not all's gonna be one load of people coming back. Not at all. Sometimes you know what you got to have those who go forward first to go ahead and lay things out, and so that then when the rest comes, it's smooth sailing. If you're talking about, I guess, before God, well, God and all that right there. Well, look at the children of Israel. They always sent people out to check out the land of milk and honey. Y'all go ahead and check out that, go over there, and you got to send people out. That's it. We the pioneers or the forerunners. Thank you there, Rich Indy. The what now? The disconnect and inequalities is a result of Bretton Woods Foundation, and the current leaderships were formerly children of the poor, missionary school grads in Kenya converting to Christianity or Christianity was a live die issue. Okay, I didn't grasp all that, but hey. One of the things you should be aware while in Namibia, there is more than 200,000 gun owners with population 25 million. I don't know where you heard that from. Your numbers are off, crypto. You just throwing out. I don't know where you got that from, dude. Y'all know. I guess you want to just be told that. I don't know. Anyway, The unhealthy snacks and orange-like drinks are bad for your kidneys. Early Des. Says who? Says who? Pastry shake. The unhealthy snacks and orange-like drinks are bad for your kidneys. Early Des. Says who? I got a father-in-law right now and a mother-in-law, both 89 years old. Do you know they eat every kind of food, pork, beef, they eat ice cream, cakes, they eat all of that all day, every day. Not obese, not fat, 89 years old. Never had a heart attack. They ain't never had no, it's amazing. Every night ritual. They have a ritual of eating ice cream for bedtime snack. What may work for you may not work for another. And vice versa, put it that way. We gotta stop that. All this about unhealthy, this and that. Look. Some people got strong genes, and there are those who don't have, and your body will tell you what is for you, what's not for you. It will tell you. See, I can't have milk because I'm lactose intolerant. My body will be toe up from the flow up. What else we got here? Not my little bit. Okay, well, I got 4 more minutes, family. I gave y'all probably 15 more minutes than I said, but I appreciate each and every one of y'all coming in because, it's beautiful to see the amount of people who comes and listen. And I hope, like I said, be inspired for each and every one of you all. Look for my videos that I will be posting up probably within the next week here that I've got about 6 of them right now. I'll be doing some videos in the airport. I'll be doing some while I'm in different countries I got to pass through to get back to damn Erica. Yeah, put the D in front of America, capitalize the E, damn Erica. Got to go back to her for a minute. Got to finish up some business and also got to see my lovely wife. And so we can spend some time together in the Caribbean islands. Look for those videos too as well, that you can have even a different insight on where our brothers and sisters are living and might be a place that you want to go visit. How many people here, let me see a show of hands. How many people have visited Aruba or Grenada or whatever how they pronounce it? Both of the islands. There's the islands right off. Aruba's just right above South America. And then off there from a distance is where you'll find Grenada. When did I say Zimbabwe? Oh, there's somebody else. Thank you very much, lovely Africa. Appreciate that. Let's see what everybody's response. Aruba 12 times. All right, Virginia, Northern Virginia, 12 times. Was it nice? Is it good? Anything that we need to see? Shoot me an email, goblacktoafrica@gmail.com. Let me know any gems that I need to check out while I'm there. If you have any contacts, please let me know that too. Okay, Amos, if you've been there, hey, for any of y'all who's been there, shoot me an email. Let me know. Okay, I see you from there. Swiss 605. Was that T. Lewis 605? I said Swiss. All right, 59 seconds left to go. Yeah, most of us we've been to Bahamas and Jamaica. Yeah, we got to move out of that. So I've been to Bahamas, Jamaica. I've been to the Dominican Republic. I've been to Puerto Rico. And I've been to, yeah, those are just the islands I've been to. All righty then. So anyway, family, Thank you very much for you all chimed in. Thank you very much, you all, for sharing. Thank you for very much for those right there who gave, who had a heart of giving. Thank you very much for all that you all do. Thank you for your prayers. Thank you for your blessings and all that right there. You will see me there again when my feet shall. Well, you probably see me tomorrow before because I'll be in the airports, man, all day. It's a long. I got some travel ahead of me. It's going to be 34 hours of travel before I get to my destination. So, yeah, I will hit you all up. Peace and blessing to each and every one of you all. This is your man, not your boy. Go black to Africa. All right.